All right, so today we are going to go over something called the Escalation Clause or Escalation Addendum. I just want to start by saying that all of these videos are recorded in Ultra HD, so if you're not able to see it, check the settings on whatever viewer you're using. You might be able to change it to HD. If that doesn't work, for whatever reason, just hit me up. I'll send you a copy of any of these. So anyway, where did the escalation addendum come from? I've got some real estate agent friends in Seattle, and in that area of Washington, and their market is so out of control that an offer pretty much doesn't even get written without one of these on it. So this is particularly useful in a hot market, which we're actually seeing right now. And so what it does is, let's just say the house is listed for 500. You know there are going to be multiple offers, and you want your buyer's offer to be the highest, but you don't want to pay too much, right? So what an escalation clause essentially lets you do is say, hey, I'll pay 5,000 more than the highest offer, or I'll pay $1,000 more than the highest offer up to this price. It's the same concept you see on eBay. People will start a bid at 99 cents. You can say, hey, I want my max bid to be $10, and then eBay will, bid dollar increments for you until it hits your $10 or whatever. That's just an example of kind of what this does. So what you would want to do is go to California Winforms and look for an escalation clause, right? Sounds simple enough. However, we don't have one. So what I did was I made my own, and that's what you're seeing on the screen. If you aren't able to read it, I'm just gonna kind of go over it to you. So it starts off as a typical addendum. It starts with a notice to your buyer. It says, hey, by including this addendum in the agreement, you agree to have your purchase price increased if the seller receives an equal or higher offer from another buyer. This addendum does not assure that the competing offer used to establish your purchase price will in all ways be comparable to yours. So you're cautioned to offer no more than you're willing to pay for the property. You're further advised that the seller or the seller's broker may disclose the terms of your offer, including this addendum, to other people. So it's just basically saying, hey, don't offer more than you're willing to pay. The seller can show this to other people, and we can't guarantee that any other offers, used against this are going to be comparable to yours. So, number one, purchase price says if the seller receives a competing offer for the property with a net price equal to or greater than ours, then the net price of our offer shall be increased to, and that's a blank. You can put $1,000 more than the net price. You can put $5,000 more than the net price. I'd advise 1,000. But again, it's just advice. It's up to the buyer. And then from there it says in no event shall the new purchase price exceed. So that's where you would put your max price. And then we clarified the term net price means purchase price of the other offer minus any price adjustments or credits to the buyer for closing costs or whatnot. Number two, competing offer. So we just really want to put it in here like, hey, the competing offer has to be a bona fide arm's length written offer on a California residential purchase agreement or similar. We just don't want someone showing us an offer on a napkin that says, hey, here's $1 million offer. Now you need to go $1,001,000. We say that closing should be no later than, so it's blank, or 60 days if you don't fill it in, just because we want to keep the offer comparable. And we say that it can't be contingent on the sale of the buyer's property, because we feel like we're just keeping it consistent. And then number three, we say that the seller's acceptance and escalation of the offer is not effective unless it's accompanied by a complete copy of the competing offer. So again, just to summarize, you're saying this is my buyer's max price. I'll go up to blank above the highest price. So it could be 1,000, 5 grand, 10 grand, whatever. And we're saying that you need to show us the competing offer that you're using to raise our price. So that's the summary. Hit me up if you have any other questions.